Hello, my friends. I'm going to do ring and ribbon pour today. Haven't done one in a while. But first, a couple of people have mentioned they like to see the embellishments I do, so let me show you the past couple I've done. Now this one may look familiar. I recently changed my profile picture to reflect this one just for fun for a little while. The painting may look familiar because I had done a smaller version of it, which sadly was lost in the mail. And I just loved the little guy so much I decided to make a larger painting of him. And I just used an old pour I had around the whole thing. It looked like this. And it was pretty, but I was tired of looking at it alone. I'd never varnished it, so I was able to embellish with this little fella, Mr. Dapper. And then I had this little 6x6 that I had just done a ring pour on, I think leftover paints. And I've always wanted to try painting darker skin tones, and so I tried it for the first time last night, and I was able to incorporate the ring pour into her headdress, which had the added benefit of I didn't have to mess with the hair, which is always difficult, I think. Mr. Dapper doesn't show any hair either. So anyway, I'm pretty pleased with both of those, and they'll both end up on my website at some point. So that's that. And now let's get to work here. Now I'm using mostly Master's Touch paints. I'll detail the exact colors down below along with the recipe I'm using, but I'll just tell you quickly here. I've got Artist Loft White, Master's Touch Deep or Gray Purple, Sky Blue, and then I did a mix of light olive green and lemon yellow to come up with that mix. And then the dark blue is Cobalt Blue Hue Soho, to which I add a little black to darken it. And that's it. I've got this 12-inch round canvas. It makes a really nice little accent size piece. It's not too small, not too big. So I'm going to start with the light color and work my way over here, because what goes in first, of course, comes out last, and I like to have some light on the ribbons. So that's why I'm going to start with the white. And no silicone. I am using the Polycrylic mix. And people ask if I use the gloss or I don't know what it comes in, gloss and semi-gloss. Doesn't matter. You'll get the same effect with either one, and you will still have to varnish it. I've mentioned before the original idea was that maybe by adding a gloss element to the pouring medium, you wouldn't have to varnish, but you still do. The purpose of it, or what the byproduct of it was, is that it's a nice creamy addition to your pouring medium, and it helps keep the lines, your colors, from melding together too much. Keeps them nice and crisp, and when I almost knocked over the blue. Keeps the lines nice and crisp, which I really like when I add them, skinny or thick. Whatever you pour or you leave it, that's how it's going to dry. I don't think I've ever combined these colors before, but they just look kind of fresh and fun together. One more layer, and I'll probably have a little bit left in each cup in case I need it for the ribbons. Oh, you know, I meant to get the turntable. I think I will grab the turntable. Isn't that pretty right now? This wonderful turntable from a viewer sent it to me. Jeannie, thank you again and again and again. I love it. Okay. Now that I've raised it so much, I hope maybe I need to raise the camera. No, you know, I'm not gonna, won't bother. I'll move it a little bit towards you, but when I remove the turntable, you'll be able to see the whole thing again, and that's the more important part. So here we go. I'm going to pour from the side here where I already have kind of a stripy thing going. Make a little spout. And holding the cup about 3 inches from the surface, 3 or 4 inches, I'm just going to do a straight pour and rotate the turntable. I always kind of find myself holding my breath as I do this. Whoops, I got much closer to the surface. And actually, I like that. I'm going back, I'm only about 1 inch away from the surface. Okay, I think it's time to do some ribbon-y thing. So I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to start off the what I poured and do some two wide swaths of ribbon. You know what? I think I take that back. I'm gonna pour a little bit more. I have too much left in the cup. Okay, now it's lightening up, so I am getting to the bottom. So now I will do it. And here we go. One. I want to kind of overlap that a little bit. Okay, that's all I'll do for now, and then I'll reserve some of that for skinnier ribbons because, of course, as I tilt this, it's, you know, these are going to distort and get wider. And I'll remove the turntable. Oh, it's always so pretty at this stage. A lot of people ask why I don't use a flow extender. I do sometimes, but usually the reason is because I don't have anything mixed up. I mix my paints fresh every time. Not my mediums. I have big containers of the medium. But the paints I mix up fresh every time, so it's not like I have a bunch of extra paints laying around. Oh, it's pretty. I like it. Now, do you see that void there? If I leave the composition like this, if I were not to cover that up, when it's dry, I would come in and paint that with a solid color, probably the dark blue I came up with. So I don't worry about any voids along the edges. Once I'm happy with the composition, I stop tilting it. Okay. Well, that's kind of fun. I got all the different colors there on that ribbon there. That's cool. Yeah, definitely want to add some skinny ribbons. And I'm done. I think I'm done tilting. Let me turn it around a little bit and decide. Well, these are too similar. I don't want to point. These are too similar. They both stop around the same spot. So I'm going to tilt a little bit more before I could get, how am I going to do that? I'd like one of them to reach further than the other. Can I do it? I don't know. Okay, that one reached the edge. And I do like when the ribbons reach the edge of the canvas rather than floating, although that one has to float because I don't want it to look just like that one, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm happy with that. And also the added benefit of tilting a little more, that I got the paint all over myself. I got the center of the pour out of the center of the canvas, which is better composition wise. Okay, now just a few little skinny lines additionally, and we'll call it done. And I have plenty of paint in the cup left, so I'm going to make that spout and just go quickly, and that will give me skinny lines. I'm thinking about where I want them. And I always start off the canvas and bring it off the other edge, of course. Let's see. I like that. I like that very much. I think I'd like to bring some over here. It was a little awkward, but not too bad. That's kind of fun how it crisscrosses, actually. Is there any more I want to do? I think I might be done. I took the gloves off. Let's see. I think it's quite cute. I like it. I like these colors together. It's fun. Let me come around and see what you're looking at. Yeah. I like it in that orientation, and that amount of ribbons I think is sufficient. I could hit it with some heat to pop the bubbles. I don't usually bother. It's not going to bring up cells, so they'll pop on their own. I don't usually do that, but people ask if I use a torch, and the answer is yes and no. Okay, let me bring it in for a closer look. Again, that polycrylic mix is the only one I found that will give me this effect with the ribbons that are going to hold their shape. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but it's the truth. Yeah, that was a fun color combo. You can hardly go wrong with blues. Okay, my friends. Well, I hope you liked that. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.